and welcome to Rockstyle UK. In this episode we're going to be doing some more work on the Escort. First of all, I've just jacked it up, put some axle stands under the chassis rails just to hold it up. I've also left the jack on the World Cup cross member, so what that'll do is just give it a bit of extra support. What I'm going to do now is take the starter motor off and look at any other nuts and bolts and sort of thing that I can take away so that I can let the engine down. So what I'm thinking is if I let the suspension down and the anti-roll bar, I can then lower the engine down on the World Cup cross member and basically just wheel that all out in one go. That will allow me then to give it a bit of a degrease, clean up in the engine bay. That means I haven't got to start taking track rod ends and steering racks off and all that sort of stuff. So I'm just trying to do it the easiest way possible. I've literally only got a few weeks left until we got Players Classic show, so I'd like to get it done and out and drive it just so I can make sure it all is okay. I know I've got a little bit of a niffy bit on the brakes, so I was on my way to Classic Ford about last year, this time last year. So I was on my way to Classic Ford and my front driver's wheel was sticking, and it's got a horrible wobble throughout the whole car. We pulled over. I didn't have anything to cool it down with, so the only thing I could cool it down with was some Coke. So I poured some Coke on it, and lovely smell. But we then drove another 2 hours to Classic Ford show purely by using the handbrake and the rear brakes. I'm lucky I've got a bias pedal box, so it does help. I don't want to go through that again, especially my wife's going to be driving it this year because I'm going to be driving the Ruckus. So yeah, let's get to it. Right, so I was just looking at the start motor, and you can see it's one bolt there, there's another one at the top, so you got 3 bolts in total. Problem is, it's rather close to the World Cup cross member. I seem to remember that from last time. And actually, I don't need to take it out, because I thought it went through the sump, but it obviously doesn't. So I might be able to get away with just undoing the connections, letting it all down, and leaving it in. Yeah. So you see here I've got a couple of big bolts that I've got to undo to take the bell housing off, because I'm going to leave the gearbox in place. It'd just be a lot easier. Actually, I could lower it out. I'm not sure yet. Also, you see up here, that's the oil pressure gauge. That goes off literally to the gauge inside the car. So I'll have to undo that. Dipstick can stay where it is. I'm just trying to locate where the oil leak is, and it's definitely not the head. It's not the rocker cover. It's been spraying up a little bit there. So I think it must be the sump, because it is just absolutely grimy and minging. Let's see. Right, so start motor's out. As you can see here, this is start motor. I actually decided to take the whole thing out because these connections, it would have been, if I'd have left them on, they would have been pulling on it. So we've got 1 bolt, 2 bolts, 3 bolts that hold it up in sort of like, if you're looking at the car in that orientation. Then you've got obviously all your leads. Pretty straightforward, but one thing to note, please take photographs of everything before you disconnect it. It will help you out in the future. It really will. I've done it on the Ruckus, on the Escort. if you're going to take anything apart, just photograph what you're doing along the way. YouTube helps me for that because I get to look back over my video and see how I've done it. Top tip of the day.
3 days later.
Hello and welcome to another day. So last time you saw us take the start motor off. The carbs are off on the bench. Little bit of a change of plan. I'm not taking the engine out. We're literally going to, well, we have suspended it on the strut brace and we're moving the World Cup cross member out the way. So I'll take you around and I'll show you some pictures. Right, so not ideal, but that's on there. That's more than enough. It's properly tied up. Everything's moved out of the way. If we go under the car, obviously as you can see here, anti-roll bars out of the way. The engine's actually suspended now. The World Cup cross member's down. You can see where it bolts up, so I'm just going to clean that up and repaint it. Going to take the track on ends out and disconnect the TCAs. Same on this side. I don't know if you can see it from there. Yeah, you can. So the steering rack's been disconnected. So what we can do now is drop the oil, and then we can start removing the sump. But I'm actually going to take the World Cup cross member out the way first. So yeah, lots to do. My friend Justin popped round and he helped me do a few bolts because he needed like one arm in there and somebody from underneath. So yeah, that's all done, and I'll keep you up to date along the way. Right, so we've got that out of the way, the steering rack's out of the way. I've got the split pin out of the castellated nut, and then I can knock that down. On this side is the same. I'm going to replace the what do you want to call them, bushes, cups, protectors. Same on that side. I've actually got the nut off. It's just a case of knocking it free. So yeah, she's looking alright. She's looking pretty clean and that. So yeah, now this is properly swinging out of the way. I've just got to knock it through, get it out of the way, and then I can get access to the sump.
1 eternity later.
Right, just an update. I've been ill, like really ill. I've had a sickness and bad tummy bug literally for like 2 or 3 days now. It's just wiped me out. So I've done literally nothing on the Escort, nothing on the Ruckus. So I'm feeling a bit rubbish at the moment, but as soon as I get back on it, I'll be posting videos and keeping you guys up to date on the progress. Because of how long it's taken now, I'm just going to be calling loads of friends in to help me out, even my dad. We've actually got to stick the engine back in his car as well, so I'll be doing some videos for you on that. His is a MK1 Escort like mine, but it's so much nicer. I mean, it's proper clean. So if you like the video, even though it's a bit of a rubbish one, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you'll get future updates from me.